Literally, my peers are bishop. If I took that direction, I should be a bishop or a pastor or a reverend for that matter. So I'm very vast when it comes to Christianity. I had a lot over all those years. When I'm becoming more and more mature in my walk of life, in my walk of spirituality, I had a lot of questions, but I feel like Christianity gaslights us not to think. Like, don't question this, don't question this. It is the Bible that borrowed what existed first. Is the Meru culture. And when I say the Meru culture, it is just it's a constraint, but it's not just the Meru culture. It's the Abantu culture. And remember, the name Abantu was given to us by the colonizer. We were not Abantu. Okay. So by the end of these, you'll actually realize we are actually the Hebrews. I realized I came to learn one thing, and I'm a deep researcher, and I realized the people that call themselves Israelites are actually imposters. They're people who have stolen an identity of another people. Have you realized we have so many gods and one devil? Do we have two devils in the world? Actually, think about it.
Okay.
We have one Satan.
Okay.
From all religions. Go to Muslim, go to Christianity, go to Buddhism. How many devils do we have?
Seems to be one.
One.
I never thought of it like that.
Yes. But how many gods do we have? Millions and millions of gods.
So it is Waps again. Thank you guys, and welcome to our Ribasasa Show. As I always promise you, I source for the best talent for you so that you can get this information in the best way possible. Apart from sourcing for the best, I also serve you with excellence. And today, I'm blessed enough to have one of a kind, a woman of valor, a woman who is strong enough to fill the room, Miss Kathomi. So Kathomi, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sure.
It's a pleasure always to have conversations that are educating.
Absolutely.
I think educating, liberating, opening people's eyes, because that's the best we can do. And it's upon us to educate. It's upon us to, we are the media. We are not mainstream. And I am assuming, and I believe Ribasasa is not mainstream. It's not controlled.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it's so you're serving the Kenyan people, the African people.
Yes.
That's where we want to be. Those are the voices we want to increase the volume.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also thank for the freedom of expression where we can be able to express ourselves.
Exactly.
And also like that you express yourself like as a strong woman.
Thank you.
I've seen you do
Thank
that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kathomi, welcome so much to our show.
Thank you.
And we really have a lot to talk today.
You do?
We really have a lot to talk.
I'm here for you.
I've always been waiting for this moment to talk with you.
Yeah.
To talk to you about a lot of things.
Yeah.
But first of all, walk us through who is Kathomi.
Mary Kathomi is a girl born in a small village in Meru County, Meru. Born, raised in Meru.
Yes.
A peasant farming parents. Years back. Educated, just the normal Kenyan girl, and come to Nairobi and seeking a better future for myself. Really good in business. I'm based actually in town. I do business here.
Yes. Here in the CBD.
Yes, here in the CBD on Moy Avenue.
Yes.
I have a very long political history.
Oh, you vied before?
I've not vied, but I've been a political strategist. In 2022, I was involved in the Azimio elections to the presidential side of it. I was in support of Mother Karua, Mount Kenya region. She was the running mate of Raila. I was the chief returning officer of Professor Njoka in the Rakanidi County. We lost, but we lived to fight for another day. And I'm involved in community work. Community work is what propelled me to politics, because I realized without good leadership, even the community work just doesn't work. The our leaders that we have, the politicians, the political elite control so much.
Yeah.
Even help to a community. A politician must make a decision. So I ran a CBO back in the Rakanidi County.
Okay.
That's on the side of my on my public face.
Yes.
In 2024, I was heavily involved in the Gen Z, the Kenyan Gen Z demonstrations that brought down the Finance Bill 2024. I was involved on every aspect of that demonstration, mobilization, content creation, which was really a major tool.
Okay, you just contributed in your small way.
In my small way, I realized I had this deeper voice, and I call it the voice of God. That the platform that you have, that's the voice. Do not wait to go to Citizen to say, "Oh, now I have a voice." What you have in your hands, just like God told Moses, "What you have in your hands, that's what you use." And out of that. My fight, I spoke a lot on the X Spaces. I spoke a lot on the TikTok lives in 2024. And for me, I'd already seen that the country was on a bad road.
Trajectory.
The trajectory was wrong. And for me, more so, it was agriculture.
Yes.
I'm a farmer.
Yes.
Where I live in Kiambu County. I do farming. I've done farming all the years. I'm a very passionate farmer. So I'm big on food security and food sovereignty. So when there were so many bills, agriculture bills sponsored in Parliament, in late 2023, coming to 2024, I realized something was wrong. The dengue bill, the agriculture livestock bill, the agriculture professionals bill, the water amendment bill of 2016. There were so many bills. The nuts and oil bill, the horticulture bill, the land amendment bill, all these bills were not, when I scrutinized, were not good for Kenyans. They were not actually Kenyan bills. So when I spoke a lot on those spaces, I spoke against food policies and issues affecting agriculture. So even before, the finance bill was sort of the catalyst, but a lot of things were going wrong. So we did the demonstrations. As they went.
Yes.
And I formed an NGO called Kilimo Chahaki over that period. Kilimo Chahaki.
Okay.
So what Kilimo Chahaki does is just fighting for good policies in agriculture on the policy level. And we were against, and we're still against GMOs. So out of all that, we used to do a lot of spaces, a lot of talking on social media, and it felt like you're always ranting. You're ranting. And we felt we needed to do more. We came together, a group of friends. We did a press conference, and we told the government, the direction you're taking on agriculture is not a good direction. Out of that, my friends and I in Kilimo Chahaki decided we needed to go and visit Okiya Omtata. So we need to go to talk to Okiya Omtata so that he can go to court and do a case against GMO, because already GMOs had been legalized in 2023.
Not genetically
modified foods. So Omtata is known as a litigant for social justice. He listened to us.
A good litigant.
He's a very good litigant for issues affecting Kenyans. So Mary, I'm the one who went to court years back to stop the importation of GMO food.
Yes.
And we didn't have that conclusion of that conversation.
Yes.
And he didn't take the case to court. One thing led to the other, and I was chosen as the chair lady of the Presidential Exploratory Committee of Senator Okiya Omtata, who has been pushed so much by Kenyans to vie for presidency.
Yes, sure.
We're actually on our last leg of that, so we are forwarding our report next month.
So you've been
that's basically we go around the country. We go around the country, every county. We do town halls.
Yes.
And we talk to the people and we ask the people, just data collection. Do you know Okito Mtata? What do you know about him? And his name recognition was very good across the country, over 80%. Every Kenyan knows him. Alijifunga na nyororo, alifanya.
Yes.
Then we ask
That's
questions.
how I knew him.
You see.
Through the nyororo.
The nyororo thing, yeah. Yes. So we ask a lot of questions and we ask Kenyans, are you happy with the government? We fill a questionnaire.
Yes.
If elections were called today, would you vote for this and this and this and this?
Yes.
Just on doing a data collection. Yeah. So it's sort of a scientific data that we're going to be forwarding back next month. Then he can make the decision of how he wants to go. So basically, that's my space. I'm big on food, and I'm also an expert in public administration and governance.
So what is your sample size when you are in the collection of this data?
Depending when we started, we used to have sample sizes per county of around 100 people, but then that kept expanding. Okay. So when we did Western, we did Busia, Kakamega, Bongoma, all those counties, and our samples were going to 300. 300 people.
Okay.
So it kept expanding, and our last county was Trans Nzoia County.
What's the methodology that actually is applicable when you are getting these samples?
Exactly.
What is
exactly
that methodology that you are using to deploy?
So we, in our committee, we have a committee of 9 people.
Yes.
So you have a data analyst there.
Yes.
With a grassroots expert in there.
Yes.
We have an IT expert there.
Okay.
So how we analyze our data,
yes.
Apart from voice recording the entire meeting, and apart from video recording the entire, which we analyze, we also do questionnaires. Okay. And with consent, of course, people put in their names, and that information, and of course we have like the IEBC register already. So when we have a sample, we are able to peg that sample against the registered voters in that particular county. So we know the percentage that showed up in the meetings.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think that was my side is good now. At least I've known so much about maybe what you're about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are pulling me towards having a conversation with you. And number one is religion.
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
Number one is religion, and I just wish to know how you perceive religion and maybe your journey through it, and how you ambition religion to look like in Kenya, where it should be discarded, and just tell us.
First of all, I need to put this clear. I'm a firm believer in God. Very firm believer. I'm not atheist. I'm not against God. I'm very firm in God. Yes. My book is coming out, my first book. It's called The Girl from the Slopes of Mount Kenya.
When are you launching that?
In a week's time. And I'll make sure you get. I will.
I'll come.
I will. Yes. And when you go through my book, you'll actually understand how deeply I've been a religious person. Right from family to high school to... I didn't have the time for this because my life has been entirely in the religious setting. But I've learned a lot over time. My actually social circle are bishops, pastors, because I've served in church. I've been a praise and worship leader for many years. I've been a CU leader in school all my school life. I have literally been my pastor's interpreter. Literally, my peers are bishop. If I took that direction, I should be a bishop or a pastor or a reverend for that matter. So I'm very vast when it comes to Christianity. I had a lot over all those years. When I'm becoming more and more mature in my walk of life and my walk of spirituality, I had a lot of questions, but I feel like Christianity gaslights us not to think. Don't question this. Don't question this.
Number the thinking part of
Don't think. Don't question this.
Prefrontal cortex.
And then, and when I remember that God has given me a head to think, I'm not supposed to be blocked when it comes to questioning issues.
Yes.
It's actually God's gift for me to think and question everything.
Think independently.
Yes, that's why we are here on earth.
Yes.
I've been questioning a lot of things in Christianity. But let me say, lately, I have the voice to speak it out. But that doesn't mean I didn't question these things for years. And the 2022 election really woke me up. We had a presidential candidate who was God's gift, who was backed by every spiritual, every religious setting in this country. And
are you talking the person? Talking about the person I'm thinking.
I am very sure you're thinking about the same person. Okay. So I was, I'm very critical in my thinking.
Sure.
I'm deep in my thinking. I'm one of the people that I knew something was wrong before things were pronounced. But the way the country was pushed towards a particular direction, and the motivation to walk that direction was mtu wa Mungu. God Mungu amesema.
God's ordained son.
Yes. For the first time, it was so clear to me that religion and politics walk hand in hand. You cannot have politics without religion. They go together. You can't separate that. And having been in a spiritual setting whereby we were bombarded with information that you need to get saved, you need to know God, you need to have Jesus so that you can go to heaven.
Yes.
I realized over time I've realized it is basically a programming to achieve a particular objective.
Yes.
And you know why I say that?
Yes.
Is because there's a lot of conflicting statements in Christianity as a religion. And for your information, for me, all religion is actually not meant to enhance your spirituality. It's meant to subdue your spirituality. All religion is meant to subdue your true spirituality as a human being. So we're told you need to get saved so that you can go to heaven. So they say the Christian religion says Jesus died on the cross to save you from sin.
From sin, yes.
So you're saved from sin. Another verse of the Bible will say you're a work in progress.
Yes.
Whatever you do, so long as you can repent, you're accepted. There's a lot of conflicting statements. And me being a church person and interacting with church people, I have realized that it's like a religion, Christianity has a way of sanitizing evil.
Yes,
the most evil people, it has a way of sanitizing evil.
Yes.
The most evil things are done in the name of religion.
Yes.
Look at Shakahola in the name of religion. Look at the looting that has happened in this country. It's in the name of religion. When pastors and bishops will sit in church and receive millions of contributions, that is proceeds of corruption, and pray for it. And they launder the money back. Yes. So, and they say, there's another verse in the Bible that says, the fruit of sin is death.
Yes.
There's a lot of conflicting statements in there. So it's like we have a gate pass to sin. We are free to sin. You're free to do whatever you want to do, so long as you will repent. Okay? And Jesus died on the cross to save you from sin, because you are born with sin. I looked at all these things, and when I relate the statements, the whatever I said in the Bible, with actual realities on the ground, then there's a conflict. It is a gate pass for people to do evil. The most evil people I've come across them in church. The most evil people.
Yes.
They kill with a straight face. They con with I'm sure you know all the many pastors in this country. I'm not going to mention them. They con with a straight face. You're conning people that barely have a meal on their table. You're asking for tithes from people that barely can pay school fees for their children. But the pastor is living like a billionaire. These pastors have no other professions. They are not engineers. They're not farmers. They don't have careers they built. And when I looked at this, I saw this. There's something wrong. And let me go back a bit. This is my understanding of Christianity is my day-to-day relating what is happening. Let's look at how Christianity came to this country. It came through the missionaries. But before the missionaries, we are the explorers. And I've done a very deep research on who I am as Mary. I'm a Meru, but I always had a question. Who am I? And I'm a researcher. I go deep, and I didn't want
I
to.
know that.
I'm a very deep researcher. I didn't just
Yes,
to go and say, okay, I don't want Christianity. Okay, no, I needed to have an understanding.
Yes.
I've done a deep dive on the Meru community.
Yes.
And when I say Meru community, it's actually the entire Bantu. Is the entire, when I say the Merus, the Kikuyus, the Embu, the Bere, the Kisi, the Abagusi, the deep dive on the Bantu community. And the first time I did this, I was like, oh my goodness. I grew up knowing Merus came from Mbwa. And I read a book called The Meru Culture, the Meru Culture and Practices.
Yes.
And the entire, you'll be so shocked, the entire story in the Bible is a Meru story.
What are you talking about?
Yes. The story of Moses. Yes. The story of Moses leading the Israelites to cross the Red Sea. Crossing the Red Sea is a Meru story. So the question comes, what existed first? Is it the Bible or the Meru story?
Okay, how is it a Meru story?
Let me tell you. No, every African community. I don't know which community do you come from.
I come from.
You come from? What community do you come from?
How do I look like?
I don't know. I'm thinking you're from Western, Luo, Kisii.
One of them.
Okay, fine. Let me tell you something. You've heard the word of Sumerian. You have Sumerian Empire many times.
Yeah, sure.
You have. And yes. Sumerian is actually a Meru.
Oh,
yes. I have so much to tell you. Okay. We have. I want to paint for you a history.
Yes.
According to the traditions, and every African community, every single African community passed information through words, folklore. We sang songs. We passed information through the songs, through the storytelling. We were told about Mari Marimo from my community, giants, and we have a giant story in every African community. In the book of the traditions of the Meru people, there's a Komenjoe who rescued the Meru community from slavery, who had a stick that hit a particular mass of water that was called, when you translate to the English, is Red Sea. It was red. But it was red because there was a sunset. And then that sunset reflected on the water, on the mass of water. I'm not going to call it Red Sea or whatever. And the Merus actually moved upper edge sets. This edge set move, this edge set until the evening. And Komenjoe, in terms of the description of Komenjoe, is what we call Moses in the Bible. And they moved towards Ethiopia, Abyssinia. Remember, we didn't have countries. We didn't have Kenya. We didn't have Uganda.
Those borders were not there.
They were not there.
Yeah.
So when I talk about Africa, it's just for my listener to understand this is the continent you're talking. So it was not called Africa. This part of the world. Let me tell you, you'll be so shocked to learn that the stick that was used to separate the water. I don't. We can be here for 5 hours. So I want to make it short.
Let's talk.
How did the Merus know what God was saying? The Merus have had God all since time immemorial.
Yes.
They had you see this the plagues that the Israelites walichapwa nazo by Pharaoh.
Yes.
They are in the Meru history. The 10 plagues. Do this so that I can release you.
It's not Meru that borrowed it from the Bible, or
it is the Bible that borrowed what existed first. Is the Meru culture. And when I say the Meru culture, it is just it's a constraint, but it's not just the Meru culture. It's the Abantu culture. And remember, the name Abantu was given to us by the colonizer. We were not Abantu. Okay. So by the end of these, you'll actually realize we are actually the Hebrews. We are actually the Hebrews described in the Bible.
What are you talking about?
Let me get there. Let me not lose my thought process. Okay. So so before the Merus, they had these all plagues: make a spear that touches the sky, bring a cow that can excrete white, and the Merus tried everything so that their slave master could release them. But the slave master never released them. They kept giving him whatever, exactly the description of the Bible.
Yeah.
But then Kome and Joe, according to the Meru book, had to rescue his people.
Okay.
And he needed to get a voice from God, what he needed to do to rescue his people. Do you know what they did?
Yeah.
God spoke. Meru's had the Mogwe. Meru's Mogwe now is like the seer. The seer, like the prophet, who received message from God. So God told him you needed to cut one human being, do like an operation within the intestines. There's a message there on what you're supposed to do.
Written or what?
Yes. So the altar was like a young man, a Meru young man like you lied. Then the person was supposed to be sacrificed lied on top. So the Merus created a what? An altar. They did an operation, went to the intestines, and God had a message from that operation, what they were supposed to do next. They sealed the young man. He didn't die.
There was anesthesia at the time?
Traditional anesthesia. Medicine came from the Africans.
Okay.
We did operations even before the Mzungu was here.
Okay.
So I just want to show, I'm relating that story to what is in the Bible. Abraham being told, come and sacrifice your son.
Yes.
And God bringing in a sheep.
Okay.
So that is the entire story of the Meru. Did I tell you the stick that was used to separate the mass of water? Let me call it the mass of water because the names differ. By the time the Mzungu was coming to Kenya to colonize, that particular stick was in the custody of a family in Nyambene, the highest level of Jorincheke. And the Mzungu came and followed where that stick is. It was in the custody. They did these administrative towns, like Muranga was a fort hall. Kulikuwa hizo administrative towns by the colonialists. They took that stick. It was brought here in the archives.
So this is now in custody of...
It was taken to Britain.
Oh, okay.
So that stick was from Meru, kept by senior. Meru had a whole structure of governance during Cheke. There was the military, the Raibuni. They had a whole... Merus didn't have like a king like the Maasais. And I want to tell you is the Maasais literally owned this country before the Bantus came. Remember, they were not called the Bantus. They were actually the Hebrews.
Okay.
Let me now I've painted you a picture. That stick as we're speaking, like this is information you can research. It's there. It's now in museums in London.
Okay.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to explain to you why I had to go researching about who I am, because I realized the entire Bible story, when I mean the Old Testament, is an African story.
Okay.
You see, and I've given you examples of sacrifices. I've given an example of slavery. What we call Egypt in the Bible, enslaving Israelites. Egypt is a group of Africans. I won't mention their names. They're actually enslaved another group of Africans, Hebrews. Let me tell you the word Hebrew. Hebrew means it's actually within this is the Hebrew language has been developed from Bantu language. Yes, like Kikuyu
that you share.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The word Hebrew in itself is Kikuyu.
What does it mean? Hebrew.
Yes. Remove the H. Like in Kikuyu when you're supposed to say kairetu, ka is a prefix to describe a girl. So H was inserted, W was inserted.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So actually, the Bantu language is the basis, the foundation of what they call Hebrew. The African people are the people they call the African people. When I say the African people, the Bantu-speaking Africans, there's so many. They're in South Africa, they're in Zambia, they're in West Africa. They are actually the Jewish. So pick any story in the Bible. Pick locations in the Bible. They are literally in Africa. In terms of description, vegetation, animals. So when I did this research, I've done a couple of books. I actually want to go to a Luya book. I want to understand the originality of the Luyas because Luyas are Bantus. And when I compare that historical research with this is the cultural folklore, stories told.
Yeah.
When I go back to history, we have the Meroe Kingdom.